What's up? What's up? Today we're gonna learn how to use a drum machine. Okay. Um, I feel like this is one of the more interesting things to learn how to do for music, for electronic music. It's definitely the most common. Um, like learning how to just use a synthesizer with a sequencer. It's pretty. It's a pretty. I would say like constant thing seen in music, electronic music, are sequencers. So I think I want to share how to utilize one of these things um, because it's got a lot of like substance to learning this. Once you know how to do this, you pretty much know like most of music production, I suppose. So let me make the screen bigger for myself, and yeah. All right. So here it is. It's not the best quality, but I think I'll work with this. Yeah, that seems okay. So anyways, one second. I think I can make this higher quality. Um, I'll have to go back. Well, that's about as good as it's gonna get for now. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's about as good as it's gonna get. So, anyways, I think let me show you, and then instead of me talking about it, and you'll see like the importance of drum machines in electronic music. So let me go ahead and start making a track. This is a pretty famous drum machine. Okay, it's a Korg Electribe. It's so old, like, but actually so good. This is actually so good. Okay. So these are. So what am I doing? Like, um, these are pattern. These are patterns. I'm scrolling through patterns. It's very self-explanatory at the moment. Okay. And like amazingly enough, every pattern has sounds programmed like differently. Every pattern has its own sounds. So you see here, there's 57 in C. That means there's 57 different drum. There can be 57 different drum kits within this one thing. Pretty amazing, I think, already. You know, 57 different drum kits that you can make. Actually, not 57. There's multiple banks of this. There's B bank. There's the there's the A bank. Okay, and actually, yeah. So that's pretty cool. I just realized that you're seeing this upside down. I might flip this video so that it won't be upside down. Let me try it. Let's see here. I'll give it a shot. Should have done this previously. Let's see if I can do something. Hold. Let's see this. hold. See something. Okay, yeah, you can see it now, but it's backwards, so that's not going to work out. So, edit. One moment while I figure this out. So I'm just gonna have to, what? I think I could just rotate this 270. See what happens. Oh no, I'm not gonna do this. Okay, I'll just have to leave it for now. That's unfortunate. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so that's how it's gonna look. Anyways, back to the drum machine. So this has sounds like, we'll go to something random. And by the way, if this drum machine turns off, the power source is a little finicky, like inside of the board, of the motherboard or whatever, the circuit board, the power connection is a little loose. So it's not making a solid connection to power. So if this jiggles slightly, it could turn off. But I'll have to save over constantly so that I don't lose my progress. Because this can save. This can save. Okay. Let's go to like C60 and see what's on pattern C60. Alright, I don't know, that sounds kind of boring, and what we're going to do is make a brand new pattern for sounds that we want to use, okay? So, I'm going to look at pattern 61. Okay, so we know from pattern 60 to 62 we can overwrite these patterns. So that's good to know right now, because you don't want to make a pattern and not be sure if you can overwrite. So let's go ahead and get into this part. So here's the first sound, okay? So this is a percussion synthesizer. It literally says this right here. Okay, so there's actually 4 voices here. Alright. And when I say voices, I mean instruments that can be played. Okay. So, and it is done through MIDI. I'm not going to get into the menu system of this because it's pretty complicated, but I'm going to get into making a pattern. So this is the first sound, okay? And there's 2. This is a 2-bar pattern, okay? Which is fantastic. We're going to stick to 2 bars. So if we select the first sound, the first instrument that we want to add to the pattern, we see that there's little lights that are lit up. And so, first of all, we need to pick a good BPM. 128 is a good BPM for techno, but we're actually going to pick 130. 130 is a little bit more favorable for me. So we're already going to overwrite that. And it should be 130 now. I think so. The BPM might be a global thing where it's like that for every pattern. I'm not too sure at the moment. But for right now, this one is 130. And so now we have our first sound. When we press the button, it plays. To be honest, this sound sounds awful. Sounds horrible. So we're going to change it, okay? we're actually going to make this the kick drum. And how do you make a techno kick drum? I'm going to make techno. Well, you put a kick drum at every fourth note of 16 notes, of a 16 note bar, okay? So every fourth note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll have your kick drum pattern right here. And over here, same thing. On bar 1, bar 2, your kick drum is right here. Let's delete all the other sounds. There's a faster way to do this, but I don't know how to do it. As long as I've had this synthesizer, I've deleted sounds like this, one by one, or even deleting the audio in. I'll explain what the audio in is in a second. Alright, we're going to actually overwrite. Yep. So to save your pattern, you just press write and then write again, and it overwrites. It's pretty good. It's how you save. I've been drinking some lemonade, and it's pretty good. It's pretty delicious. All right. So this is good so far. One moment. Alright, good so far. So we've cleared out most of the pattern, I believe. Okay. Now we gotta go to bar 2 and clear these out. Just really quick. So what am I doing? I'm selecting the sound and then clicking the notes that are applied to the pattern so that they get deleted. So that's why they disappear. They're no longer there. Okay, we're going back to the kick drum. So we should only hear a kick drum if I deleted everything. So this is stop and this is play, to play the pattern. These audio ends are triggering. We don't really want them to trigger. Okay. So those are getting deleted as well. Okay, good. See here? Alright, good. So let me undo that. Let me save again. Okay, very simple. Back to the kick drum. Okay, so kick drum is the most important thing in a techno pattern. My favorite to do for techno is this one, this pattern here. Listen to what happens on the second bar. On the second bar right here. This is the first bar. This is the second bar. It has a number 2. Okay, press play. I like that pattern. This creates a little stutter. It kind of breaks the beat a little bit, and I like having this kick drum here. So it's very even, but then it's uneven right here. So I like to put that note there. Okay. Let's go ahead and change the pitch of this sound and see what we get. So, pitch, I have to check something momentarily, actually. I don't know if my sound is good. Let me see. I think it's too loud. I have to put a limiter really quick on the sound that's getting recorded. One moment. So that it's not too loud. And I might even lower the volume. Sorry, one moment. Okay. Let me put the limiter properly, and it shouldn't be too loud. Just a little pop. I might put the volume down a little bit on my mixer. Okay, it shouldn't be too loud now. It should be fine. Alright, I'm just gonna write over this. Okay, now we can get into this design portion here. Okay, had to go into a different my music program that's recording and lower the volume a little bit. Okay, so or apply a limiter. If you notice, this knob is how high pitch, okay, and then low pitch. Since this sound is selected, this is the sound that is getting affected by these knobs, okay? If I change to this sound, then this knob will affect this sound. Okay, so you can only control one sound at a time, the sound that's selected. You see, so yeah, that's how that works. So let's go ahead and go back to the kick. We're gonna make it slightly lower pitch. Okay, there's a weird effect going on. I'm gonna turn off the delay. I'm gonna lower the delay time and depth because we don't want that effect. If I do it, look what happens. Just does some weird business. So we don't want that to happen in our kick. We want our kick to be steady. We're going to change the source to a sine wave. Sounds a little different. This is a modulation depth, and this is the modulation that you want applied to your oscillator. Basically, if you want your wave to be like this, or if you want this wave to be changed like this, then you have to turn this knob. However, this sounds very interesting. This is actually fantastic. So this sounds great. I'm gonna save this right now. I'm gonna overwrite because there's a good kick drum in there that we're gonna use. So we've now tuned this sound to have a really nice sound, but there's something that's going on. The sound is actually getting altered because there's a positive modulation depth here. So if we change this knob to the center, it won't be altered so crazy. Look. There you go. That's the kick drum we want. Very minimal modulation. The modulation that would be applied is right here. We're gonna go ahead and overwrite. So interesting thing about this stuff is that you can't like press a back button. This is like synthesis. So whatever it is at that moment, it's unique to that moment in time. So you to save whatever you have to overwrite constantly. Okay? But this kick drum is formed to be sounding really fantastic. I'm very happy with it. I might even sample it for my own songs later. It's really nice. This is a very traditional, like dub sounding early 2000s kick drum. This is a very good kick drum. Let's play it again. Good. I lowered the volume a little bit of the instrument because it's a little loud. It's showing up on the meters to be a little loud, so that's fine. Okay, so we're good there. So believe it or not, this will boost the sound. Check this out. Oh, it was already pretty boosted. We're gonna have it, I think right there is nice. Let's see if we can, I think the level's perfect. Decay will make the sound go longer. We don't want to change that, but we want to make sure the panning is centered. If you change the panning, it'll cancel out the sound, and then no longer canceled. Because it's mono, it only cancels in one direction. Okay? The sound is perfect. I'm happy with it. We're going to overwrite. This is good. The next sound we have to focus on is whatever sound this is. Okay, we're gonna make like a little drum sound. Actually, we're gonna focus on the hi-hat. The closed hi-hat is probably one of the most important parts in techno. So we're gonna first of all program where we want it. We want it right here. We're gonna put a little 3 right there. And so much like the kick drum, the hi-hat is just every other beat. In the middle of the 1 in the 5 here, it's on the 3, 7, 11, and 15. And here we're gonna have something sounding like techno. That little spot right there where there's 3 is a little bit like not that cool. So hold on, I'm gonna have to I need to hear this better, to be honest. I'm gonna raise the volume for me. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just raising the volume. Okay, out of this program. Okay, so yeah, I don't really like the placement of this. I think it might be better if I just delete. Maybe do one of these. Maybe this. Let's see what this sounds like. Cool. That sounds cool. Let's overwrite. Constantly, it's just like an RPG game. Like, as you make progress, save over your progress that you're happy with, so that you can go back if something goes wrong, you can reload. It's really that traditional. The save functionality is really that traditional. It saves so fast too. It's awesome. Okay. This is from the 90s, so I mean, this stuff, like the fact that it saves in a few seconds is crazy. Okay, so this hi-hat is kind of ugly. It sounds too traditional, so I want to make it a little different. First of all, depth down. Let's look at this. Oh, I like that loudness. That's the boost that makes it a little louder. That's nice. Okay, decay. Cool. Pitch. A little higher. Cool. Gonna make these whatever. Okay. You have to stop. Overwrite. So now we got our kick and our hi-hat. Cool. Let's see what we got. Sounds awesome. Okay, I have a mixer, but so we're gonna boost the bass right now with the mixer. Check this out. You can hear that. That's what an analog mixer does. Real loud. We're gonna lower it back. Okay, cool. So no more bass. We don't need extra bass. But actually, if you go over here and turn the knob all the way over here, it's gonna make the bass go crazy, because that's the kick right there. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna make it a settle pattern here. Okay, so next sound. Actually, I feel like I want to get my cymbal sounding correct first. Let's look at this. See what pattern I can do first. So something just happened. This sound stuttered and stopped, and that's because these share only one of these sounds can play at a time. They can't be on the same note and play. They share the same voice, if you will, as a synthesizer. So they'll cancel each other out. Okay? So this has to be programmed with that into consideration. I like that. I'm gonna record. So you press record here, and you just press it in. So I don't know. What do you think? Was that pretty good? Does it sound pretty interesting? I think something sounds awkward. I think what I'll do is take this note out. Yeah, that sounds good now. Take the record off because we don't want to record anything anymore. And then you press right to save. So now we have our closed hi-hat programmed, our open hi-hat programmed. And now we're going to put in a crash. Crash is basic. Oh, this sounds awful though. Let's kind of change the sound. Same concept. So to add the crash in, I'm going to press play. But I'm going to press record now. And then when I press the crash will be applied to the pattern as it's playing. I can do it like that, or I can just program it like this. So I'll just do that, and let's see what we hear. Okay, good. That's what I want it to sound like. But I don't like the sound of the crash, so we have to change the crash sound. I'm gonna save. I'm very serious about this saving. I don't want to lose any progress. And I gotta remember to come back to C60 if anything messes up. So the crash is too loud. Let me lower the crash. That sounds cool. Gonna save. Okay, this is turning out to be a very nice sound. Nice sounding beat. So honestly, I could stop right here. Because this is like the pretty much a blueprint for a nice techno song is this pattern, these two bars of notes, okay? Of sounds here. See, this is pretty much techno, is it not? Cool. So, and the reason I say that is because if I had more instruments, right, then I would have more instruments, and then I would add in like different synths, and then it would sound like really awesome. Actually, I'm gonna use this pattern for my next song, for my next techno song, because I like what I've made today. Actually, it's very nice. I didn't think I was gonna make something kind of nice, but I think I did. But besides that, like if I wanted to add more sounds from different synthesizers, I could do that. Okay, you have to use the MIDI, right? But I have MIDI running from my computer, and my computer will trigger this to press play without touching this at all, and it'll play with all my other instruments. My computer will trigger all my other instruments as well. And then they'll all get recorded simultaneously, and that's how you make songs, okay? Electronic songs. But for today, we're just working with one machine, one synthesizer, and this could end right now. But we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna keep building on this pattern here, okay? So actually, we're gonna overwrite one last time. Okay, we're gonna overwrite to pattern C61 because now we want to have the blueprint at any time to layer on top of this. We want to just have it there. So now we're going to go to C61, and now we're going to add different sounds. So these sounds are going to go on now. Very bad sounds, by the way. Hey, it didn't save. It didn't save. Why not? Weird. I almost thought that it didn't. So you press, I don't want to mess anything up. You press right, you go to the pattern you want to overwrite on, press right again, and it should save. Okay, did it do it correct? I think it did. Okay, there it is. Okay, I don't know what happened the first time. I thought I did it correct, but now these sounds are not that cool. Yeah, they're kind of dumb. So whoever programmed this, you're bad. No, I'm just kidding. There's actually some interesting beats in here prior to when I got it, or when I got it from a different person. There's some interesting things in here. I don't know if it was stock patterns, but it was interesting. So anyways, but I'm gonna come back to this. It's kind of interesting, but not really. This is gonna be changed. I don't like it at all. That's awesome. It's just like a tom, a low tom. That sounds great. I'm gonna overwrite. So now that sound is locked in. I'm gonna come back to making the pattern on that. This is ugly, so we're gonna change it. Try and find something more percussive rather than some weird sound, like sounds like you're in like a whole bunch of bubbles or something. Sounded weird. Oh, this is kind of cool. I like this. That's a nice little traditional sound there. You can actually make some nice things with this type of sound. Awesome. So we're gonna, I like the classic sounds, to be honest. I don't like anything too crazy. This sound is weird. Ooh, interesting. That's like a snare. Maybe we'll make it like a metal sound. That's cool. Wait a second. Let's see if we can. We're gonna overwrite. Let's see if we can play this along with the pattern. I think that sounds okay. Sounds okay, I said. Let me look at. So these nice little offbeats here are fine. It's very intentional. Let's look at the next one. Okay, these didn't really line up the same, so that's gonna sound awkward. Let's listen to it. I think just that. That's cool. I'm cool with that. Let's overwrite. Okay, let's see what this sound can do for the pattern. Sounds kind of, you have to be careful not to like do too much layering because it can sound a little like overbearing, a little bit funky in the wrong direction, and in not a not so flattering way. In a not so flattering way, to be honest. So you got to be careful with your layering. You don't want to do too much. Sometimes, you know, that cheesy saying less is more is very true in this type of stuff. That one note is all I'm going to add to that. That's fine. Like I said, I don't want to have too much. Let's go to this final sound here. We're going to, I don't really like it, but we're going to try and work with it. And we're going to overwrite at this point. And then we're going to try and change the pitch and see if that helps things. We're going to go to pattern to 62. We're going to overwrite to 62. Because I kind of like what's going on, but I don't want to lose pattern 61 at the moment. So this is the progression we have. Check it out. We're starting at 60. 61. Sounds like techno, to be honest. That's a techno track if you ask me. So, let's see what we got. This sound is a little annoying. kind of cool. It's over, right? We have to change this a little bit. Check this out. If we can increase the bass here, it might sound kind of interesting. I'm gonna do it on the mixer. Let's take out the crash. Sorry. That sounds nice. That sounds nice without the crash. Sounds kind of good. No kick. That's nice. I'm gonna add effects. Check this out with the bass back in. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty cool techno beat pattern made here on the Korg Elect Tribe. And I think this was a pretty, hopefully this was a helpful demonstration on how to use a drum machine, an old classic drum machine. They're super fun. Like, honestly, owning one, I feel very lucky. Like, if you have one of these, man, you got something to really like focus on, to be honest, and kind of like master. Let's add a clap. Let's finish this up. Let's finish like the development of this pattern, because I just gotta add the clap. So I'm gonna overwrite on 62. Gonna check to see if there's anything good on 63. There might be. It's fine. I don't need that. So we're gonna overwrite to 63. Hopefully. Here you go. Press play. We're gonna take out this crash because it's annoying. It's annoying this far into the track, but we are gonna add a clap. Okay, let's go. sounds good. Let's play all the patterns through. See what we got. My bad. There was a demonstration of how to use a drum machine. I like teaching stuff like this because I feel like these days people have to focus on things that like help them figure things out a little bit better, have a better understanding. The more you understand things, the a little bit easier things will be in life. So I think these are super cool to learn, and definitely worth taking the time to learn them and study them a little bit. And perhaps people out there can make their own music. I started like really getting into it like maybe 6 years ago, and maybe 4 years ago I really started to take it serious. And it's good. It's good. It can get overwhelming at times. It really can, but no, this is stuff that it's very nice to learn something like this, and it's super fun once you get the hang of it, and it can help you like be a little creative, think a little bit out of the box, figure things out, solve problems. It's good. It's good for that. But yeah, it's a healthy thing. To be genuine, like working on music is sort of like therapeutic to me, or it's like playing a good video game. Like doing this stuff is like when you're like really focused on something. This is kind of how this works for me. It's like that kind of fun. So, all right. So that was it. Hopefully, you learned something watching this, and that's it. Peace out. Thank you.